Netflix has a new movie every week in 2021, and we're creating explainers on the biggest releases without fail until we die or the year's over, whichever happens first. But we made it to February. We've had a month of truly incredible Netflix films. Brandon, how are we doing so far? Yikes. Well, this week we're talking about Malcolm and Marie, in which smoldering tensions and painful revelations push a filmmaker and his girlfriend toward a romantic reckoning. It stars John David Washington and Zendaya, and who are
you? Hey guys, you probably don't recognize me. My name is Wyatt. I was actually supposed to help Kyle and Brandon review these films from the beginning, but I decided after watching Outside the Wire that I would actually go insane. So why am I here now, you ask? Well, I actually really wanted to watch Malcolm and Marie. I mean, who doesn't? A black and white romance film starring the most beautiful people on earth? I mean, shit, I'm already starting to sweat. Oh, my allergies have been really acting up lately. I can't even smell or taste anything anymore. Anyways, we're not here to see me get horny for Zendaya and John. That's for later. We're here to talk about Malcolm and Marie, and I've invited a very special guest to come discuss with me. Please welcome one of my favorite people in the world. It's me! Hey, welcome, Other Wyatt. How are you holding up? Thanks for having me. I'm doing, well, the same as you. Fucking awful. So, why did you bring me here today? We're here to talk about Netflix's new movie, Malcolm and Marie. What's it about? Well, it's a romance that stars Zendaya and John David Washington. Zendaya is Marie, and John is Malcolm. It's a black and white film where Malcolm is a film director who just premiered. Hey, stop it. Horny time is for later. And put that away. So as I was saying, the entire film centers around Malcolm and Marie's entire night after coming home from Malcolm's film premiere. So one of the only two characters in this movie is an emerging film director? Well, people always love to watch films about that. Yeah, exactly. So Malcolm is hyped the fuck up just cause he had a great premiere. And probably my favorite part of the entire film, when Malcolm puts on some James Brown and starts jamming around the house while Zendaya is taking one of her many pisses throughout the night. Wait. Pissing is a recurring motif? No, I think she actually only pees like twice, but I feel like that's just enough for me to be consciously aware of it and confuse why it's necessary to show us. So Marie and Malcolm get into a fight because Malcolm forgot to thank Marie during his speech. All the while, Marie very aggressively makes some mac and cheese. An angry Zendaya making mac and cheese? That's the kind of content I could only dream of. Yes, but definitely not as aggressive as when Malcolm eats it. So then fight number 2 begins, and Marie basically gets Malcolm to admit that the film wouldn't be nearly as good as it is if it wasn't for her life experiences as a former drug addict. They make up again, and then they start to kiss and get affectionate. Well, that was great to watch, right? Zendaya and John David Washington are extremely attractive people and amazing actors. Isn't that why you wanted to watch this movie in the first place? Yeah, sure, that was enjoyable, but then you realize that this is the only way the movie knows how to transition into the next scene. Zendaya goes out to smoke, which she also does a lot in this movie. I think she goes through like an entire box by the end. Then she walks out to the field outside their home. John David Washington gets scared and starts to look for her. Don't worry, she was just pissing again. She returns and they start to argue. Wait, they fight again? About what this time? To be honest, I don't even remember. They fight too many times in this movie for me to keep track of all of them. So exactly how many times do they fight in this one night? I think maybe like 4 or 5 times. And one where Malcolm goes on a rampage about how mad he is at this LA Times review praising his film. What? There's a scene where Malcolm gets a good review of his film and he flips his shit? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I think the film critic, which they made very clear is a reference to Katie Walsh, a real film critic at the LA Times who panned the actual director's previous film. Well, why didn't she like it? Her argument was that Assassination Nation showed a lot of graphic sexual violence in the name of feminism. So the movie's version of her film review talked about how Malcolm's new movie was a masterwork about being black in America. Is that a bad thing? Malcolm thinks it really is because he just wants to make movies and not have them elevated for white audiences and just because they're political and authentic. I mean, I think I understand Malcolm's argument, especially since it seems like Malcolm is a stand-in character for the actual director's own experiences as a black filmmaker. Yeah, you would think, but you should definitely look up Sam Levinson. Oh my god, he's white as hell. He's the writer and director? Yup. So it makes it even weirder when Malcolm starts screaming about identity politics and how anyone should be able to write anything without having the critics complain about things like cultural context. And you know, making fun of white people trying to jazz up their writing to signal a black voice. Jazz? As in, you like jazz? Hey, don't be a little shit. You know exactly what it means. And, not to mention, Malcolm casually using the N-word a few times. You think Sam Levinson was excited to sprinkle the N-word throughout his script since he casted black actors? Oh, I don't even doubt it. I hear Tarantino's his mentor. So it really sounds like this entire scene and maybe the entire film is just the actual director Sam Levinson venting about a bad review he got for a previous film, and he's using the voices of black actors to shield him from further criticism. Hey, you said it, not me. We're the same fucking person. Shit, you're right. So are any of these fights worth noting? I guess in the latter half of the film, after some more sensual kissing and whatever, Marie asked Malcolm why he didn't cast her in the movie since the protagonist has a lot of similar experiences to her own life. This eventually leads to Zendaya picking up a knife and approaching John David Washington. Wait, what? Yeah, she says she's been offered antidepressant meds and it looks like she's having a mental breakdown. She asks him,
"Tell me where the fucking pills are."
Holy shit, is something actually gonna happen in this movie? Well, it turns out that it was just her showing off her acting chops to prove that she really deserved a starring role in this film. It's one of the few scenes in this entire thing that I kind of enjoyed. This eventually leads to the scene we see in the trailer. Ah yes, the important transitional scenes where it seems like they're gonna do it, but don't, and end up fighting instead. Yeah, you get it. So this leads to the final scene where Zendaya goes on a very, very long monologue about how she deserves more appreciation in his life. John David Washington sheds a tear, they both separately brush their teeth, and then go to sleep. And then that's it. That's the movie. So you're telling me the entire film is just the two of them fighting, with some makeout sessions in between, and this whole thing takes place during the course of one night? Yep, pretty much. Wow. It kind of sounds like the signs of an unhealthy relationship and they shouldn't be together. That's what I'm saying. So, how would you rate this film then, Wyatt? Well, I would give Zendaya's performance an 8 gotta shake it ups. And I would give John 10-its out of 10-its. Sounds like a fucking solid rating system you got there. But what about the actual movie? Do you think it was good? Oh, not at all. The movie was only 100 minutes, but it felt like the runtime of The Irishman. I see. Well, it looks like I'm skipping this one. I'll just spend my time watching some of other Netflix's other classic films, like Kissing Booth 2, Tall Girl, Desperados, The Prom, The Perfect Date, Triple Frontier, The Princess Switch, Hillbilly Elegy, and The Five Bloods. Wait. I thought The Five Bloods was actually pretty good. Yeah, I've been naming Netflix movies I legit really like. So, now that you've briefly gone over the movie with me, is it time now? Yeah, but honestly, I'm not a fan of us getting so sexually charged about these actors who are immensely talented and deserve to be treated with respect. Shit, you're right. So what do you suggest we do now then? Follow me.